It's been about 3 months since I've started the Hunters campaign here on the Diplexa YouTube channel, and what a chaotic 3 months it has been, to say the least. After all this time, in this video, we're finally going to see whether or not I can beat the Hunter on my first attempt. The Hunter is widely regarded as the hardest campaign in the entire game. Not only did I go in without any prior knowledge, I also didn't even have a plan. So it wasn't looking too good. All of you from day one really like to remind me that not only was this run really hard, but also that I probably wasn't going to make it. So much so that you guys didn't want me to play the Gourmand till after I died as the Hunter, because apparently there's an Easter egg. I can understand where you're coming from at the same time, because it takes most people, at least from what I've read online, half a dozen attempts, if not more, to beat the Hunter. That's if they beat it at all. So in this video, we are finally going to see whether or not I can beat the Hunter first try. That takes us to this video where I'm tasked with the hardest challenge yet. The very first thing that I needed to do if I had any chance of beating this run was to make it all the way from Looks to the Moon to the Subterranean in one cycle. Doesn't seem that bad, right? The kicker is, due to the Karma Gate that's right in between those two regions, I had 3 attempts, and if I failed, that was it. The run was over. I made sure to practice on a second save and plan out a route beforehand. Something I should have done from the very beginning, but I am so eternally thankful that I decided to do that. The amount of times I died to the leeches, they're ruthless. I could never forgive myself if I lost a run due to them. It was the next day, and at this point, not only did I have a couple of hours under my belt, I also had a route planned out in my head. So I just decided to jump right into it, and this is what happened. As you're about to see, not that it matters, I'm so sorry, Moon, because I know this exchange was super fast. I had no idea whether or not this was going to count towards my score at the end of the game. I would have loved to sit and chant for a while, but I just simply did not have the time. I had to go. I was so thankful that I was able to grab onto a jetfish when I did, because these underground tunnels are next to impossible without them. I am not a strong swimmer in this game. The amount of times I drown trying to get through this area, it is next to impossible. I was incredibly lucky too, because when I was practicing, there were so many different threats I had to worry about, from leeches, lizards, the Leviathan who just wouldn't leave me alone, vultures. But in this run, there was nothing. It was as clean cut, as easy as it could get. Not that I knew it in the moment. I was stressing like crazy. And I'm so sorry to this jetfish, because this run most likely would have been impossible without it. And immediately after it served its usefulness, I just ate it and continued going on my way. I think that is the most tense I've ever been playing this game, and the most tense I've ever been playing just a video game in general in such a long time. I'm so happy I did that first try. In my head I was thinking, I can't starve myself, because if I do, I'm gonna lose a cycle. So if I were to save here, instead of it being on cycle 1, which it is now, it would be cycle 0. So what that meant is I had 4 tries to make it. I was practicing on a different save all morning, and I'm so glad I did it because I wasn't planning on playing it today. I just ended up practicing for a bit. I was doing pretty well, so I'm like, I'm gonna give it one shot today, and it paid off because I did it first try. Oh my god. I think if the run is possible, it's gonna be because I did this. Because now we're on cycle 1. We can go get the echo. We can keep dying as much as we want because I don't think cars is important anymore because there's no more gates to go through. So we can get the echo and then we can make it down. That was perfect. My heart, I wish I had a way to measure it, or I wish you guys could have heard it. Above 100 at least. Especially when it popped up in the corner that we had half the time left, because I was like, wow, that came a lot sooner than I was expecting. But I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna continue this on another day. I'm recording this before my previous hunter video, the one where I made it to moon goes up, and I'm gonna continue after the fact. With that out of the way, there was only one thing left I needed to do, and the best part was I had unlimited attempts. The hard part was over, or so I thought. I thought that making it to the subterranean in one cycle was going to be the hardest part, but that was nothing in comparison to what was next. I had to make it all the way across the subterranean, you know, the one filled with centipedes, drop wigs, Muros birds, spiders, and up the western fissure in one cycle. I completely forgot that there was a fissure in the first place I had to worry about. I was not about to give up now after everything and lose to a giant hole in the ground. So I went back to the drawing board, and this is what I came up with. I could turn on the pole spears from wall setting and climb up that way. I could make a ladder using all of the spears that spawn in the area. I could catch a ride from a lizard and just hope that he let go of me at the top. The wiki said to use explosives, but for the life of me, I could not figure out how. With attempts like this. You know, it would have been nice to... Okay. And this. Damn. Things weren't looking very well. The amount of drop wigs I had to deal with. What? It just killed me instantly. I got distracted by the notification. I'm not afraid of them anymore. My girlfriend even tried once. It didn't go very well. There's one right up there. Trying to make a ladder out of spears never worked because I always ran out of time. For the life of me, could never get a lizard to carry me up. They always wanted to go down every single time. Not only are explosives really hard to come by, I just look like a fool exploding myself over and over and over again because I could not figure out where I was supposed to throw them. The wiki says it's possible. Would the wiki lie to me? I just could not figure it out. I had spent hours at this point just throwing everything at the wall, trying to find a way to climb up this fissure. I was at my wit's end, hoping that a lizard would ever so generously take me to the top. It was after all this time, something that I should have turned on from the very beginning. If I had any chance of completing this run, I had to turn on the setting, pole spears at a walls. These little guys, the centipedes, they've saved my life so many times, mainly from the drop wigs while playing as the hunter. Come on, centipede. Come on. You know you want the blueberry. Oh! I got your back, you got mine. There was so much going on in this room that looking back, I am just as surprised as you are that I actually made it through. Also, this is something that I figured out while trying to make it to the Echo. If you have a corpse, such as a dropwig or the spider as you just seen in the footage, you can actually hold them, and pushing forward, you actually traverse through the tunnels twice as fast. I'm not sure if that could be used for any kind of maybe speed running. It's just something that I figured out while playing this game. I just need a spear. I just need to get out of here. What is happening? Oh my gosh. The grass is in a good mood. My hands. I'm so nervous. I was so good at this in practice. And I'm choking so hard right now. I was practicing this on a second save, and I did it almost flawlessly every single time. So I feel like this is a good testament of just how stressed I really was while trying to do this. I was also very fortunate that nothing such as a lizard or a spider got in the way. You'd be surprised how many times that happened to me. Not once while practicing, by the way. Always the real deal. A little beast. But not as dim as the rest, perhaps. Thank you. I did work very hard. So down in the depths you go, as many others before you, drawn to the void again and again, an endless drip, drip, drip. Much like these tunnels and caves that amuse me so, the bones of forgotten civilizations heaped like so many sticks. Did they dig too deep? Or not deep enough? Fools, we were right to drill straight through them. A lot harder to do when you're actually playing the campaign for real, because I was practicing that on a second save and I was getting it first try every single time. I'm just so happy. You don't know how long I spent and all the different ways I try to get up there, that after all of it, I'm happy with this. Oh. Now I know what you're thinking, but after everything that I've gone through in this run, and after spending hours alone just trying to figure out the best ways to climb up this wall, I figured that it would be okay. In total, I counted it twice. In total, it took me 89 attempts, including the one in which I made it, to make it to this Echo. And that took me a total of 4 hours, 2 minutes, and 35 seconds. That's not including the time I spent on a second save practicing. I figured that the time I spent alone, dedicated to just trying to get up to this Echo, it was okay for me to turn on that setting after all this time, and I'm just going to keep it on going forward. With all that out of the way, there was only one thing left I needed to do. Ascend. Subterranean, Cycle 1, 10 hours, 31 minutes, and 52 seconds. Although most of that time was spent trying to get the echo, we've made it after all this time. Just for reference, as a survivor, I had 32 hours on this one save. We've made it after all this time. As a survivor, there was nothing down here that could hurt us. But you never know with the hunter. You know how many drop wings were in the other room? I think this is it. The home stretch. And then this room should bring our karma up to full. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Be free, little one. Uh-oh. This guy looks like he means business. Are you gonna let me pass? Oh, thank you. What about you? Thank you. You look a little agitated, so I'm just gonna go. Thank you. We couldn't have done it without all three of you. Can we go any further? Let's find out. Nope. Oh, don't. Could you imagine? After all that, I'd never let RuneWorld get the last laugh like that. I'm just gonna go wherever my heart compels me to. And it immediately led me to a dead end, so I'm never listening to my heart again. Down we go. I can't believe we actually did it. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, look at us go. This was my favorite part of the Survivors campaign, so much so that I actually looked up what direction I had to swim just so I didn't end up wasting a couple hours here like I did last time. Apparently, all we have to do is just swim down. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Actually, never mind, we're slowing down. Next time, would you be able to take us down, please? Instead of to the right. Thank you very much. I hope that's a good sound. There we are. How are you hanging? What's going on? Not the talkative type, huh? All that work just for it to take me all the way back to the top again. I just gotta swim all the way back down. If you could be a little more gentle, please. That would be very much appreciated. Look at how far we're getting stretched out. Slugheads must enjoy this. I don't know. It doesn't look that pleasing to me. Where do I go? Do I keep swimming down or do I start swimming up? Oh, okay! You answered the question for me. That's what I'm talking about. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, I believe we have to swim this way. I don't remember if we have to swim up or to the right, so I think doing both at the same time makes the most sense. We'll know once a bunch of other hunters start joining us. Remembering what I said last time about this, imagine if all the other hunters that join us are other players, it would make sense why there's like only one of us. How you guys doing? How long have you guys been here for? And another one? If this is gonna show all of my deaths, I'm afraid the game might crash. How you buddies doing? Nodding your little noggins? Can't you flip? You can. Who says we can't have fun here? How you doing? Can you do flip? Yeah, you can. We made it. We made it! So happy. Because there was even moments where I was doubting that we were gonna make it. I have to say, in terms of... I wonder if any of the other slow cats are gonna be much harder than this. Other than the Inv, of course. I feel like... at the end of it all, the Hunter, even with the limited number of cycles... it is a very good hard mode. I feel like it's just the right amount of difficult without it being too unfair. And the reason I say that is because I've had to do the same thing over and over and over again. And while there is a little bit of randomness to it, a little bit of RNG, enemies generally spawn in the same place over and over and over again. So it can help you develop new tactics while also getting the practice in, because it's not completely different every single time. Like, for example, when I had to make it to the Echo and the Subterranean, I find that while they weren't in the same exact spot every time, the drop wings were always in the same area. The Caramel Lizard, for example, was always in like the same few rooms. And that made it easier to practice, so with that in mind, I think I like it. I think the Hunter is going to be one of my favorite characters. Out of the ones I've played so far, the Survivor is a classic. It's iconic because it's my first. I'm having a lot of fun with the Monk just because of the challenge I've implemented. The Gourmand is okay. The Gourmand isn't personally my favorite, but I know that a lot of you really like them. But the Hunter's campaign, I like the added difficulty. I like that you have to, as much as I didn't, I really like the fact that you have a better, there's incentives to plan your path, and if it doesn't work, there's always alternative ways to get around. I like the fact that there's actually a reason to hunt enemies because you can eat them. And not only that, you require more food. So to a degree, it's even encouraged because the best way to fill up your hunger bar as fast as possible is killing other creatures. But will I ever play the Hunter again? I don't think so. Not anytime soon anyway. It's a one and done deal. Even if I didn't beat the Hunter, I probably wouldn't try again for a while, just because it is fun, but also it is difficult. It takes a long time and it can be very draining. So I'm happy, I'm ecstatic that I was able to do it first try. Is swimming to the right working? I'm gonna try going up for a little bit. I'm so sorry, fellas. I'm making you work overtime. Hey, you. Do you have directions? I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be going. No? How about you? Sir? Sir? Yeah? Yes, sir? Do you know if this is the right way? It isn't? Okay. We'll go up instead. I wonder if we're supposed to be swimming towards the light. That also would make sense. I'm going to try swimming towards the light a little bit. The music is getting a little bit louder, so I think that means we're going in the right direction. I'm so sorry for leading all of you nowhere. Okay, yeah, this looks about right. Because now almost the entire screen is gray. Why does that guy get to go first? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, Hunter. Eat him. Ascend first. What the? Where did you come from? Please, 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 please. Oh no, there's somebody in there already. Guess he simply was a better player. Go, 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 go. Oh, he beat me. Oh, we did it. It's loading. We're dashing in the water? Or I guess in the void. I'm terribly sorry. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to skip anything manually. This looks very similar to the Survivor. Guess they must have a lot of... Ooh! You okay? You look hurt. I mean, you are going through lava, and I'm sorry. This is meant to be your moment. He's sleeping. Good night, Hunter. You deserve it. You did a good job. I can't wait for the game to tell us that we did horrible and our score is actually in the negatives. Let's go! We did complete 2 passages, I think? How many successful cycles? 58. Oh, oh no. Hey, we only died 171 times in total. So we have delivered the payload. I was really worried about that because, as you've seen, we did it very quickly and ran off. So I'm glad it did count. That's all that matters. A ranking? Just over 500. Oh, it's counting all of the things that we've killed. 3 drop wings? 13 squid goddess, I'm so sorry. We have completed the Survivor and the Hunter's Passage and the Nomad Passage. We actually completed 3 of them. You can't teleport in this run, so they're not as important, but take all the points I can get. That's it. We actually got a positive score. I thought it was going to be way in the negatives due to how many times we've died. We did it. Subterranean Cycle 1. Within time, you have found another way out. Oh. Because we ascended before that got to the Hunter. I see. 11 hours, 15 minutes, and 21 seconds. We did it. That's what I'm talking about. And with that, the Hunter series has officially came to a close. I have to say that out of all of the campaigns I've tried so far, the Hunter has to be my favorite. Although, that may change when I try more of the Downpour characters. So stay tuned for that. If anybody is interested in the full unedited attempts of me making it from Looks to the Moon to the Subterranean and me making it up to the Echo, I will have those posted on my second channel, and a link to that will be in the description of this video. And the last thing I'd like to ask is, how did you enjoy this video? Please leave your thoughts down below in the comments section, good or bad. I wanted to experiment with a new style, change things up, make it a little more interesting. and understand that this was my very first time doing something like this. If you did like it, it is only going to get better from here. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see all of you around. Take care.